this is the first time I've had one of these. This is a Martin. We know that. OM-28 authentic. 1931 authentic. Which I thought it would have had bar frets in 31, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. It came in because the owner wanted me to just check it out. He got it used, I believe, and he just wanted me to look at it. And first thing I noticed is the action was high. The saddle was pretty good, you know. It's got enough angle. There was no way I was going to cut the saddle down. I didn't have enough saddle. I would have ended up with nothing. So I said, you know, it needs an equity set. And I don't care if it's new or what. It doesn't make, there's nothing structurally wrong with it just because it needs an equity set early. It just means that they didn't give it enough angle from the factory. No big deal, you know. So I took the neck off, took like 15 thousandths of an inch off the heel, which is, you know, well, it's the, you've got a 13 on here, no 12. You've got a 12 on here. So it's basically about the same amount as the high E or the B string. It's just a very, very small amount off the bottom of the heel here. Did an equity set on it and set it to the original saddle. So I nailed it. You know, I've done 600 neck resets in my career, and sometimes you can get it exactly where you want it. And I did. So I didn't even have to touch the original saddle. All I did was an equity set. What else did I do? He changed the tuners. He put rallic tuners on it, stripped out the holes, and some of the bushings were loose, so I just fixed all that up, you know. Put a little sliver of wood inside the screw hole with a little bit of glue. Let that dry. Put the screws in. Holds nice and tight. And on the bushings, what I do there is coat the inside of the hole with gel super glue. Just a little bit smeared on with the toothpick, and then press the bushing in. The bushings fit, they just rattled loose, and so you've got the super glue inside the hole, so you're going to push it down in there and then leave it alone. Let it dry for hours so that you don't go squishing that super glue. Let it dry, and they'll hold nice and solid and tight. I also put just a smear of graphite bicycle grease while I had the tuners out. I put it on the tuner shaft, push that back in there, so you've got a little bit of grease on the metal-to-metal contact where you've got the tuner shaft and the bushing. And really, that's where most of your binding occurs. A lot of people think, oh, it's in the gear. It really isn't. You've got a metal shaft on a metal grommet, and it's pulling onto it, and that's where your friction occurs. So I grease that just very, very lightly. I'm talking just a smear of this graphite-infused grease. Tuners turn real nice. Everything's nice and tight. That's all I did to it. It's pretty straightforward. One more thing. He put some bridge pins in here that were just a hair loose. You could reach over and pull a couple of them out. Wasn't bad, but I did the same thing there. Black super glue, toothpick, smeared around on the inside of the hole, spray some accelerator on it, let it dry for hours, and then ream it again. Just very, 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 very lightly to just get a snug fit on there. That's a pretty common thing to do. And that, again, was not really a problem with the guitar. That was just the fact that the pins that he was using were just a hair too small. So, okay. Oh, you can look up the specs on this. I will say this. I'm not a big fan of the necks on the Authentics, but this one has got a really good neck. This has got a nice taper. It feels just like a D18 GE. I mean, it's got a nice rounded V to it, a very smooth, even taper. While Martin can't put this neck on the, you'd have to scale it down a little bit, but if this neck was on the 37 Authentic, man, you would just really have something. This is a good neck. This is the best of all the Authentic necks that I've played. So this is a good one. Now, there's, like I said, it's the only one I've seen, but they're hand-carved necks and everything, but this is a good neck. Very comfortable. I'm going to compare it to my Proulx OM, and that's a kind of an unfair comparison because the Proulx is designed to be a flat-picking, small-bodied guitar, and this is not. This is a replica of an OM-28, but back in the day, the OM-28s were, orchestra model guitars, so they were designed to be, heard. But even so, the Proulx is designed to be flat picked. So let's play through the standard stuff, and I'm just doing this for a comparison so you can see how the Proulx differs from an OM, and this is a good guitar. So.